Shem Adonai Mevorach Ma'ata V'ad Olam. Shalom everyone. Today, B'ezras Hashem, we'll talk about Hanukkah. We'll try to squeeze in as much as we can information and halachot. And this class and the next class, B'ezras Hashem. There's many questions people asking about Hanukkah. For example, where to put the Chanukiah? How many Chanukiyot per household? What if I'm in conversion class? Which beracha I should do? What kind of beracha I do? Do I say Asher Kideshanu b'mitzvotav, like you sanctify us with your mitzvot, or should I light it without beracha? What is best, wax or candles or oil? What kind of oil? Can I use any type of oil? Can I put brake fluid? Some type of oil. Can I use oil made out of pig fat, which is called
lard?
Lard. Can I use lard and say beracha? Baruch shekidishanu lehadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Should I say shel Hanukkah or lehadlik ner Hanukkah? Why people saying shel Hanukkah? It's with it rhymes. Maybe it's with the rhythm. It's maybe easier. But should I say shel Hanukkah? Shel means belongs to. We'll see all that. So, B'ezras Hashem, we will answer these questions. If you want to add more questions to the conversation, please do so. You can absolutely ask during class, and you can text us questions. This is one of the most significant, days on the Jewish calendar. It brings a lot of lights. It's in the month of Kislev. Kislev, Kis means pocket, Lev means heart. So Hashem will fulfill and fill up our pockets with a lot of good parnasa, livelihood, and the lev with good thoughts and a lot of joy. And this is the month where things went upside down for the best, for the benefit of the Jewish people. It's a month of a good fortune, a month of a good mazal. Only if you know how to use it. People have a good mazal, they know how to use it, or they don't use it. Good mazal, good fortune, you have to know how to direct this good blessing that you have in your life. And many times people have on the shelf great product that they never use it. Hashem says, I put on the shelf for you a lot of good things, go ahead and take it. We'll learn B'ezras Hashem today how to do it and in which way and how to recognize that good things coming toward you. So let's start with saying that
The 25th of Kislev, no?
25th of Kislev. Shalom Aleichem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam shehakol nihyeh bidvaro.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai melech ha'olam shehakol nihyeh bidvaro.
Amen. So, obviously it is a proper study to study the halachot of Hanukkah annually at the time of the year in the day preceding Hanukkah, so that one will be familiar with them in all their details. All right? The victory over the Greeks that wrested them from their control over Yerushalayim took place on 25 Kislev. Kislev is one of the 12 months, the Jewish 12 months. Okay? The victorious Kohanim returned to the Beit HaMikdash, the temple, to resume their sacred service. But they found not more than one flask of oil, or a jar of oil, suitable for kindling the menorah. And back then, it was sealed. Today, you can see when they do delivery for kosher food, no comparison with the kosher food, so they have two elements to make sure that no one will open them. It's either double wrapped or some type of stamp. So if someone opened it, we know that they mess with that and we can't use it. Okay? In order to keep it kosher at all time. They found no more than one jar that was suitable for the mitzvah. All of them were broken, or either someone touched it. Now, some people get it personally. So what if I'm not Jewish? What if I'm doing that and so and so? Or I'm breaking Shabbat? Even a Jew that breaks Shabbat cannot, if you touch, for example, a bottle of wine, it makes it disqualified. What's the difference if I touch it or you touch it? My hands are clean as much as yours. There's nothing to do with your cleanness. It's all about the spirituality. You're from a different zone. That's what you're a different sector. You have your job, and I have my job. I have my role in this world, and you have your role in this world. And we all need to do our job. So even if a Jew breaks Shabbat in public, that touched regular wine, it disqualified the wine. I don't want to discuss why and what's the reason behind it, but it's become yayin nesech, and no one can drink from it anymore. A Jew, because a Jew that breaks Shabbat considered by the halakha as if he is a non-Jew. To many, not completely, but to many other halakha. So when someone from a different sector going into a place or a zone that does not belong to him, he can disqualify either the item or the zone itself. Okay? So for example, even between Jewish, Israelite, Levite, and Kohanim, the priest, the Israelite cannot enter to the section where the Kohanim goes. It's forbidden, period. So we have to learn, one needs to learn the laws in order to understand the whole concept before they start to, why, what does that mean, who is that? It comes out of ignorance. So, that's what happened, the Greeks did that. The Greeks came from Yefet. Yefet has 7 sons, and the 4th one was Yavan. They control over 1,500 years. They were blessed in the world till they get to the time that they control almost the entire world, and they conquer Israel, and they set up a lot of rules. Well, some of them were good, some of them really was against the Torah. We can't say that's completely bad. They taught the world about sport, about, there was a lot of wisdom from Greeks. Even Rambam praised Aristo, the Greek, right? Philosopher, and he was a great person. And at the end of his life, he recognized the God of the Jews, and so forth and so on. But the Greeks forced the Jews to do things against their Torah, the Torah, in order to make the entire world like one place, one small village. And they set up horrible rules. For example, especially against the Jews, for example, against tzniut, modesty. For example, they had toilets in the middle of the market, open doors, no doors, by purpose, in purpose. So they prohibited people to have doors. At the beginning, it says open doors. You can lock them. Then it was leave it open, and then remove the front doors. Again, against tzniut. They have to wear like clothing like Greeks. No mezuzah. On the baby bottle, no brit, no Shabbat, no holidays. On the baby bottles, it says things against the Torah. So the baby, while he was drinking milk, he would see that. It will instill in his brain. The baby bottles back then was made out of a cow horn, like a shofar. Make a hole, it's clean. They put whatever they want to put for the baby. So they grabbed on it whatever they wanted to put. So they were smart people and very diligent, and they were very strong. Sparta and all its rules. They influenced the entire world. Some Jews choose to be like them, out of business thing or whatever, but the mass majority were against that. Unfortunately, you can even see today people acting the same way. Jews that go against everything that questions or endangers the Torah, and some act like the non-Jew. In many ways, they have no problem to have at home at the same time Hanukkah candles and the tree, Christmas tree, at the same time. Oh, we're not against any culture. This is nice and this is nice. This is horrible. Bringing idol worshipping to your home. You think maybe I'm joking, but I know people personally that have no problems with that.
Yeah.
And they think we come from the dark age and we are the old-fashioned and you don't know what's going on. And, so it's really, really bad. In any time that the Jewish people lived among nation that hated the Jews, Torah was really, really strong or kept. But they were friendly with the Jews, people started to forget about Torah. Say, why not? Let's be like them. Torah is too hard to fulfill. And disaster comes after. When you betrayed Hashem, your creator, He leaves you. When Hashem leaves you, you're being vulnerable and exposed to all big troubles and problems that were supposed to come at you anyways. And Hashem protected you, now He's not protecting you. So you could see that the Jewish people in the times of Pharaoh, they didn't change their language or their clothing or their names. They were slaves, but they were all together, united. And Germany, just 80 years ago, 70 years ago. But the result was the Holocaust. Mm-hmm. Some says that because of modernism and Reformation and lack of yeshivot and places of Torah, people neglected their roles in this world, meaning keep Torah and keep the mitzvot, and more professors and doctors acting like them, dressing like them, no kippah, no yamak, nothing. They forgot about Torah completely, marrying non-Jews, intermarriage. It was horrible and disaster. And at some point, the people says, who's these people? And they set up rules and laws against the Jews till it gets to the point, no dogs and Jews allowed in the restaurant. And after that, Holocaust. So, that's all. It all started when we live. It's okay when you live among the non-Jews. It's fine.
Inclusive.
We have nothing against them. On the contrary, we have a great respect to the non-Jews. But they need to do their own things, and we do our own things. It's like oil and water. They never mix. Okay? You have to know our responsibilities and do your duty, do your job. Okay? If everybody will do what they're supposed to do, the world will go back to its order. Mm-hmm. Okay? But this is the Messianic days. And we'll discuss it in the next part of the class, what it says in Isaiah 59, about that the truth will be missing. Everything that is against Torah, all of a sudden is on the top of the people's, desires. And parade, that whoever heard about such parade and so forth, so you know what I mean. Many things that are against God's laws all of a sudden become,
not serious.
How should I say it? Things that people praise and follow and justify and say, this is right, it's okay, let him do, let him be, feel free, come closet, drawers, or nonsense and stuff like that. Okay. Bottom line, when we neglected Hashem and His Torah and mitzvot, He neglected us, measure for measure. And horrible troubles and problems came upon the Jews. So the key is very simple. Hashem gave you a manual. It's called Torah. Follow it. And Mashiach will come soon, today. So bringing Mashiach, it depends on us. It's in our hand. Okay, let me just finish this part. So in commemoration of the miracle, they were able to find the one jar. They establish a date from the 25th of Kislev, a day of joy, and we praise Hashem, the special tefillot, lighting candles, we're eating donuts, and it's a really, really happy days. It's a day that you can bring a great energy to your home if you do the mitzvah properly, if you know how to say the berachot properly, and you do it with kavanah, with intention, not to show off. The mitzvah for the sake of the mitzvah. That's the whole point, right? Questions?
I keep hearing about this Hanukkah bush.
It's not Hanukkah bush. It's a Christmas bush.
Oh.
It's a Christmas bush, and it's something very common. Very common. I hear in Los Angeles, I think it's more common. I don't know why they say Los Angeles, and maybe there's more intermarriage over there. I'm not sure. But you should not mix between the two. There's a special pasuk, I think it's from Isaiah, that says that one day they bring a tree, and they
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 10.
Right. They bring a tree and
They cut it. They put it.
And they make it like.
on it.
And it was trees that they call it Asherah. Asherah tree is something you worship. You worship the beauty that Hashem brought to the world through the tree. They give you philosophy around it. Instead of worshiping the God, the Almighty, Himself directly, they worship their agents, the star, the moons, the sun, trees, well, you name it.
And they have to bend down and underneath to get the stuff out from under it, so they're like bending down and bowing down to it.
And yeah, so something they put gifts, and the gift is on the floor, and you have to bend down to open the gift.
Yeah.
A lot of tricks. Yeah. So it's a nice. I believe it's a nice holiday, but what's it's
It's a connection.
what day this guy Jesus born? January 1st, right?
January 25th. No,
20.
December
December
25th.
They say
December 25th.
Hold on.
That's what they say.
Okay, so what's January 1st? Well, you counting from when?
I don't.
But the thing is this is an American date.
Okay, let's say December 24th. If you
In
count,
Mexico is the 24th.
okay. So what's January 1st stand for? Why this time? Huh?
New Year.
New Year counting from whom? The day of whom?
From
Who born in
Janus is like a two-faced god, which is like facing from backward in the future, which is like January, I think.
Yes.
It's
Janus
like in
is
honor for
Greek god.
him, which is
Oh,
like
again.
looking forward, I think.
Okay, I heard a version saying that it's actually counting the birth, because they're debating the birth of Jesus, what day was exactly. So I heard some saying that it was January 1st is where they start counting New Year. And if you go back 9 months back, which month is it? April 1st. What is April 1st? April Fools. Who believe that he born from such way, God putting a woman that cheated on her husband after 3 months. Hey, what is this? No, God put the baby here, and the whole story came out of it. I don't want to go there. I don't want to insult anybody, but you have to check your story. Anyways, I have to say it and then move on. Any religion that is based on testimonial of one person, it's problematic. Who said that that's what really happened? One person said that. So what? You can see it in all religion that says, I got a message from God and no one else knows about it. The Jews have millions of people around the mountain, and you can't contradict that. And all religion says, yes, it was there. It's a true event. They left Egypt, and millions of people were around the mountain of Sinai, and they heard that. So there's no question about that, because it's true religion. So the custom is that women refrain from acts of labor, such as sewing or knitting or really significant work during that the first 30 minutes of Hanukkah, when the candles are kindled and lit, and some from the time they lit the candles, hour later, some the whole evening, some don't work the whole year. Okay. I don't know why, but this is a custom that some hold for many years now. This custom is meant to serve as a reminder that it is forbidden to make use of any illumination radiated by the Hanukkah lights. Women may cook, bake, or perform any act of food preparation. Also to remind us that women, the Jewish people were saved through thanks to a Yehudit, the witch that killed the ruler, the Greek ruler, and giving him dairy food and giving him wine to drink, and then she chopped his head off, and everybody to just flee, and we were saved. Yeah, she said, it's a long story, I don't want to go through it now. He thought that he's going to do a sin with her. She said, let's drink a little bit, let's take our time. After a few drinks, he fainted, she took the sword. Wow. Finito la comedia.
Like Yael.
It's like Yael. Right? Tov, it's a days of joys, so no mornings. No one should go to the cemetery. Even if someone died on the days of Hanukkah, you either postponed the yortzeit or you do it earlier, before. Because people tend to cry when they remember their beloved one that passed away. So you do azkara either before or after. Azkara is the seudah and the kaddish and lighting the candles for the sake of the neshama that passed away on Hanukkah. If someone wants to go to the graves, the tombs of the tzaddikim, he may do so. Okay? Like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Akiva, Rambam, Maimonides, all the Tanaim, there's no problem. You can go there to do some Tehillim for the sake of the tzaddikim, and many people saw great salvation going to such places. Okay? The question is, if we will do seudah, the seudah, the special meal, will be it's considered seudat mitzvah. We know for sure that Purim, we read the Megillah at night, and the next day we have to do seudah during the day, and it's a seudat mitzvah. It's a mitzvah meal. What about Hanukkah? There's a mitzvah meal on Hanukkah? So the answer is no, unless you have a seudah and you bring people in. With the corona, so I don't recommend anything. You do what you want to do on your own private zone, but you can do it with your family even. You have a seudah and you say divrei Torah over the seudah, and then now it's considered as seudat mitzvah. And do whatever brings you, the food should be whatever brings you joy. If you want to do barbecue, if you want to do meat, if you can do cheese, whatever. Just separate. Whatever makes you. It's not like a holiday. There's a mitzvah to eat meat.
It's not a hug.
It's not a hug. There's only 3 holidays that we consider as holidays because it says in the Torah that they're called Hag, which is Passover and Shavuot and Sukkot. Right? Mm-hmm. Or the other one, it's called also Yamim Tovim in a way. We don't say Chag Hanukkah. We don't say Chag Sameach. We're saying Yemei Hanukkah. Or we're saying Hanukkah Sameach, or Purim Sameach. Today people used to say Purim Chag Sameach, or Rosh Hashanah Chag Sameach. It's a Yom Tov, but it's not according to the Torah. So you see many times, if you read the halacha, it says Yemei Hanukkah, the days of Hanukkah. It doesn't say the holiday of Hanukkah. Okay? It's a special day, but it's not at the level of the holy day. So, it has a different kedusha, sanctity, and energy. You have to know how to take advantage of it. Okay? Why are we eating donuts during Hanukkah? Hanukkah comes, Israel full of donuts. From $1 to $6 one donut. $6-7 one donut.
They sold 25 million.
They're putting some gold powder around it. I don't know.
25 million they sell in Israel, just in Israel. The time of Hanukkah.
What's up with this in Hanukkah? In America, people eat the donuts all year round.
They're very delicious. That's what can we say?
What's the connection between donuts and Hanukkah?
Because of the oil.
Oil.
Oil
And it brings joy.
and bring joy, right?
Make you hyper.
Okay. Nowadays, there is a custom to eat sweetened donuts fried in oil to commemorate the miracle that occurred with the oil of the menorah. When enjoying these confections, one should conduct oneself in a manner that enhances the honor of heaven. So you eat for the sake of the mitzvah and have a donuts. Oh, give me from this. No, let me try this. That's for the sake of the donut. Right? It's not for the sake of the mitzvah.
The jelly ones are the best.
Thank you for the example.
Zalabia.
Zalabia, it's a Yemenite style.
Oh.
Wow. Odela do the Zalabia.
Zengula.
Zinguala.
Zinguala.
Zinguala. Okay. The mitzvah
In
of
Mexico, we make buñuelos.
buñuelos.
Yeah.
It looks like what?
They're like the flat bread, but you also fry them, and you put sugar and cinnamon.
Oh man, those
Sounds
This
good.
comes from Spain.
Sounds
The
good.
Jews in Spain used to make.
You do that
buñuelos.
here also? Okay. So,
Borikas is made by.
So, we're expecting on Tuesday. Okay. The mitzvah of kindling Hanukkah light was held in great esteem by our sages because it displays our belief in the miracles God performs constantly on our behalf. Besides expressing our thanks to Him for the miracles of the past, because of this, we must put forth every effort to fulfill the mitzvah even in the most trying circumstances. Our sages taught that someone who fulfills this mitzvah, even when it is difficult, is assured that his children will become Torah scholars. Anything that is connected to candles, I'm giving you now a merit, a segula, leads to kids or boys that will be great scholars. For example, we have example from that in the Bible. There's a question why Saul had become a king. Or let's put it that way. The Talmud says, for what merit the father of Saul, Kish, it says Shaul ben Kish, got what was the zechut, the merit that his son became a king of Israel, the first king of Israel. So the Talmud says that his father was dedicated when he was very young to help the people in the city, in his city. He puts oil on the dark places that leads to the yeshiva or the shul, so people can go ahead and use the lights to go to the yeshiva or to the shul, to the Bet Knesset, to the synagogue, to study Torah even after dark. Mm-hmm. Back then, when it was dark, it was dark. And wild animals, forget it, it was dangerous. People around 6 o'clock already goes home. No one, market were closed hour before, boom, they're going home. It was dangerous. It's not like today, you have lights all over, you have light on your phone even. It was even, huh?
And we have cars.
You have cars and that. So he dedicated himself, and he not only that, he spent out of his pocket a lot of money for the oil and put the light to take care of it. It's maintenance. Mm-hmm. And many people study Torah thanks to him. Mm-hmm. At some point Hashem says, you did such a thing to light my Torah, I will light your household. And the first king of Israel will be from your household. And that was Shaul. And the segula for the husbands is to fix candles before Shabbat to his wife, to turn them on, to light them, blow them, or I said extinguish them, and prepare the candles for the wife for the beracha of Shabbat.
Because of the wick, it's already lit.
That's already burned.
Right.
And this is a segula, it's a merit to have children that will be scholars. Okay, anything that connected to lights. Some people, I know in my shul when I was young, people every year donated money for the light in the Bet Knesset. What's the bill in this Bet Knesset? Let's say, I don't know, $1,000 a year. Here, $1,000. It's covered for the light. Okay, around $100 a month. Well, so, and they took this responsibility. And so this is about the light. Okay. What about the poor man? A poor man, he doesn't have money. He has money to buy, I don't know, bread or oil for the candle.
Buy oil.
He has a $1.
Buy oil.
If he buy the oil, he will stay hungry. He's not going to die. He'll be hungry.
Buy oil.
Buy donut.
Buy oil.
Buy donut. You still dream on a donut. Even a person who is so poor that he will have nothing to eat unless he is given charity must find a way to fulfill the mitzvah of kindling Hanukkah lights, even if it means that he must sell his only shirt in order to obtain the necessary materials, or to pawn his only shirt for that purpose. Alternatively, he must find some labor to perform to earn money for this purpose. He must obtain enough material to kindle at least one light on each of the nights of Hanukkah. It doesn't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 8. One every night. This is the minimum required by everyone, and we'll get to it. Anything above 1 every night, this is extra. It's called the hidur. It's called to beautify the mitzvah. Okay. Once he has obtained that much material, he is not obligated to sell his needed possessions to kindle more lights to fulfill the mitzvah on the level of Hamehadrin. Today is very cheap. $3, you buy a bunch of, 36 candles. Baruch Hashem, today there is no excuse to anyone. But back then, people struggled. Huh?
For the dollar store.
The dollar store. Not dollar. It's not $1. It's 99 cents. It's not $1.
I'm sorry.
The custom of kindling more than one light is in order to fulfill the mitzvah on a higher level than the basic requirements. Okay. But the community charity trustees must make sure that people in need will get what they need in order to buy not only candles, but make sure that they'll have food for the Hanukkah, and if it's possible, sufganiyot, donuts, or clothing, or something that'll make them happy and joy. And Hashem says, if you make my people happy, I'll make you happy. Okay? This is a promise from Hashem. Okay, let's do one more halachot. How many candles we already said? I want to skip that. We have discussed that already many times. Where we should put the Chanukiah and how many candles we should have. A little bit. Yeah. How many candles? How many Chanukiyot? Chanukiyot is menorah. Menorot. How many? It's a different between Ashkenaz, right? It's a different between Ashkenazi and Sephardi. Ashkenazi has one to each member of the house, and on the lowest, in its lowest, it will be great. It's the lowest. Okay, thank you. And the Sephardi and Yemenite do one Chanukiah per household, and you let the head of the household to kindle the Chanukiah. What if he wants to give it to his wife? He says, you know what, I'll do the first day, you'll do the second. Or you'll do the first day, I'll do the second. We can take turns. Every day someone else. Can you do that?
Yes.
Absolutely. Women are obligated equally in Hanukkah. So, it is preferable according to halacha that Hanukkah lights be positions no higher than 10 tefachim, which is around 80 centimeters or 32 inches from the floor of one's home. If, however, someone places them higher than this, he has fulfilled the mitzvah. The lights should be positioned no lower than 3 tefachim, 24 centimeters or 10 inches. The thing is that you'll be able to notice them, to see them. Otherwise, you don't advertise the mitzvah by doing that. So where should I put it? Inside the house or outside? By the gates, by the road, by the sidewalk, by the door, inside, outside, on the roof? Where is best to put? What if I live in a house, I live in an apartment, I live in the 12th story? Nobody will see it. People don't go walk like that. Who's going to see it?
Window?
Which window?
By the hallway.
All the window?
facing the street.
Burn the building down.
It is forbidden to kindle Hanukkah lights more than 20 cubits above the floor of one's home. It's too high. You don't advertise the mitzvah by putting it so high. Nobody is looking up there. If someone did kindle lights higher than 20 cubits from the floor, he has not fulfilled the mitzvah. It's hard for me to see people that have such a high ceiling, but I don't know, maybe houses here in America, they have such high ceiling. This ceiling is, how many cubic feet is? This is 8.
No, this is 10,
12.
10 feet.
10 feet. Normally the roof's
Cubits,
10
20
feet.
cubits. Okay. Where should I put it? I want to put it on the entrance of the house. The preferred method of fulfilling the mitzvah, this mitzvah, is to kindle the Hanukkah lights outside the doorway of one's home, within 1 tefach, this is tefach size, of the doorway. They should be positioned on the left side of the doorway when facing it from outside, so that when someone enters, he finds the mezuzah on his right and the Hanukkah lights on his left. In this way, whenever someone exits or enters the home, he is surrounded with by mitzvot. It's especially so if the person is wearing talit katan, tzitzit, for then he is surrounded by 3 mitzvot. This gives him a special spiritual boost and the strength to remain strong in his observance of mitzvot, even in the face of difficulties. This is our sages' interpretation of the verse from Kohelet, which is Ecclesiastes, right? 4:12. A rope woven from 3 strands will not quickly unravel. It's strong. You're surrounded with these 3 mitzvot: mezuzah, Hanukkah, tzitzit. Boom, protected. Remember we talked. It's okay. We talked last week. It's working. Last week about the power of mezuzah, and we brought in a testimonial, a live testimonial.
Yeah.
Take these things seriously. It's a lifesaver. I'm telling you. Putting tzitzit, wearing tefillin, kosher mezuzah, kosher books in the house. I had the others remind me, a Jewish guy, converted to Judaism, and he has a lot of problems with Shalom Bayit. Shalom Bayit, I say Shalom Bayit, peace in the house.
Yeah.
And he said, Rabbi, I'm converted. Am I converted? Am I sending my kids to Jewish school? I'm doing my best. What is wrong? So I told them, it's a good question. Let me think about it, because I know they're a good couple. They're good potential. But why are they fighting? What's the anger? What's going on here? And I prayed to Hashem, give me the solution. And all of a sudden, it comes to my mind, Hashem sending me, go to their house and check their library. So I said, can I come to your house? Yes, of course, with pleasure. I go there, and I said, do you mind if I see what's going on here? I said, I was waiting for that. Bakasha, please. Nothing works for me. And I found out, you'll laugh, but I found that they have the New Testament in the house, and he didn't even think about kicking out of these poisoning things out of the house. And some other, it found 2 more books that connected to evil things that are against Torah. So I gave them an advice. I can't tell you right now on live what to do, but he did what he was supposed to do with these books, and Baruch Hashem, soon later things got really good, better. It's not perfect, nobody has perfect, but it's much better, and the tension, he felt that the tension from the house left. This is something I'm telling you, don't treat it lightly. This is real, it's a real thing. Things you have at home can bring bad energy or good energy. Depends on your soul, So he's already Jewish, he's really making efforts. The house should be clean. That was like a cleansing an operation that we did in the house. And Baruch Hashem, it's much better now. Okay. Someone that lives in a really, really high place should place the menorah, the Hanukkah, inside the house. You can put it in the kitchen, you can put it in the living room, it doesn't matter. A best place to be for it to place it is where people mostly walking through. So they see, every time they see the Hanukkah, they remember the great day of Hanukkah. If you place it in someone's room, nobody really see it. You place it in the kitchen or in a place that people must walk or pass by, it's best for the mitzvah of Hanukkah. Capish? Kapash. Ala. Some places it's dangerous to put outside. I have a non-Jew, some of you know, so I'm not going to... A non-Jew is non-Jew, but he likes to light Hanukkah candles. So he asked me the other day, it was a few years ago, he says that his neighborhood now is affiliated, or more and more Muslims come to his neighborhood. We have nothing against Muslim, but he feels that they're hostile to him.
Yeah.
So he says, now I have a problem this year. What's the problem? I usually put my Hanukkah outside of the house. Now I'm afraid. They're building a mosque here, and they're looking this and more. And I don't know what's going to happen. I have my guns. I say, hey, relax. There is no guns. Just take your Hanukkah and do it at home.
Outside.
Really? But every year I used to do it outside. He's going now to Nishmatam, I think.
Oh,
I don't know, they accept him there, but okay.
wow.
Anyway, so he's not doing it inside the house. And it's also, why I'm saying that, because the Shulchan Aruch ruled the follows. The mitzvah of Hanukkah is to kindle the lights outside one's doorway. If that is a dangerous a person may kindle the lights inside his doorway or on his table. So how you advertise the mitzvah if you put it inside the house? So the advertisement, the mitzvah will be for the people of the household. What if it's only you're single, so you advertise the mitzvah for you? Alright? Simple as that. Questions?
No electric mitzvah.
I saw that one.
There are electric mitzvah for Chabad, using it, it's famous for Chabad. The light mechanism, they don't say berachah. I think it's a great thing. I had in my neighborhood Chabad house, that every time we pass by, we saw and said, oh, today is the third candle. And remind you. It's a great reminder.
Yeah.
They have also a tank. They call it a tank. It was like a big GMC car.
Yeah.
And they put Hanukkah, big Hanukkah. Today is the third day. Today, don't forget. It was really, in Israel, it's exciting, I'm telling you. Reminding everybody. And
It's really good.
telling you. Israel is something else, I'm telling you. One day you move to Eretz Israel, you see what I'm talking about.
Can you do it in Harlem?
So they were praying outside the restaurant with the microphone. I was like, wow, I don't see this in Dallas.
Okay. Ah, you were there?
Yeah, we're eating at the restaurant outside.
Can you do it in parallel? Like you light candle inside, but you also advertise outside. Like you can see like lights like electric, but it's not dangerous for fire. You know?
Yeah, but
You can
can
do
do it
outside or whatever you want. If you want to fulfill the mitzvah with blessing, it has to be kosher candles, kosher Hanukkah. Electrical one is not qualified. Okay, you have to be material that is close as the one they use in the temple. Okay, I don't think they have electricity back
you
then.
didn't
No?
have electricity?
Let's check it out. Google it.
What do you mean no electricity?
All right. Let's do one or two more halachot and we're done with that. What time is it?
7:51.
One more halacha. The custom is to, the universal accepted custom is to kindle Hanukkah lights in the synagogue as well as at home in order to enhance the advertising and publicizing of the mitzvah.
Mm-hmm.
This is an ancient and sacred custom. So the custom is to lit candles at the evening and in the morning. Why in the morning? Who put candles, Hanukkah candles? Who will kindle it in the morning? No one. It's only in the evening, right? After sunset, after dark.
To remind them.
So it's a reminder to publicize the mitzvah, and also the reason we light candles in the morning only also to publicize, and because candles has to be at least 30 minutes. When we do it between Mincha and Mariv, usually Mariv Arvit is 15 to 20 minutes. It's not even 30 minutes. So during the morning, it's more than 30 minutes. Another reason is some people didn't show up in the evening. So it'll be in the morning. As you advertise for those who didn't show up in the morning and evening.
Maybe they forgot.
Or they forgot. Right. If you invest enough in Hanukkah candles, don't be cheap, you'll see a great result. If you're cheap on Hashem's mitzvot, you've been stingy on Hashem's mitzvot, you can do that. You can do the minimum required. It's fine. The cheapest candle, it's up to you. But you get the same. Whatever you invest, whatever you plant, that's what you're going to harvest. Did I make myself clear?
Yes. Don't be frugal.
Frugal. One says, you know what, Rabbi? I heard and I saw the candles in the shul, in the synagogue, and I heard the beracha. Thank you, I fulfilled the mitzvah. I don't need to do it at my home.
No.
It was beracha, it was after sunset. Right or wrong?
Wrong. He gets a blessing for it. He gets credit for it.
No individual can fulfill his personal obligation to kindle Hanukkah lights by kindling lights in the synagogue. Even the individual who kindles the lights in the synagogue and recites the blessing over them must nevertheless kindle lights at home. As well, for the mitzvah of Hanukkah is to kindle lights at one's home. As it says, mitzvah ner ish uveto, kindle a man and his people in the house, the household. Okay, for the synagogue, it's just to advertise, not just to advertise the mitzvah. It doesn't cover for your own personal.
He gets credit for saying amen, no?
Absolutely. Any mitzvah you participate in any ways, you gain a mitzvah. Depends what's the how much effort you put in that mitzvah. This is how the reward you'll get. If I give a poor man a quarter or I give him $1, obviously the mitzvah is greater when I give him $1. Correct?
Right.
That's the thing. If you buy, I don't know, opening the ark, $18, chai, or you spend 2 chais, you get double the mitzvah, or maybe 10 times more, I don't know, but definitely more. The more you invested, the more you get back. Good? Let me just finish here. He must repeat the blessings before kindling at home as well, for the sake of his family members who did not hear the blessings in the synagogue. Even if he lives by himself, he still has to go home and kindle the Hanukkah light in himself. Okay. Questions?
Is it necessary to have dreidel?
To have what?
The dreidel.
The dreidel.
Oh, dreidel. Dreidel is a nice reminder of the great day. Back then, they used to play it and study Torah that way. When the Greeks came, or in times of the Inquisition, when they came, they saw them just playing. Why are you gathering here? Oh, they're playing. And this is how they study Torah. We'll see, Bezrat Hashem, what was the letters on the dreidel. The letters are Gimel, Nun, Shin, Hey, and there's a reason for it. Some says the reason is it says Gimel, Nun, Shin, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, great miracle were there. Or some say Po, Pei, Nes Gadol happened. Nes Gadol happened here, was here. In dreidels in Israel. Some says this is something I saw just lately. It's the letter Gimel Shin Nun Hey is well connected to the Parashat Vayigash. In Vayigash says about Yehuda, every year, most of the years, the Parashat Vayigash falls on Hanukkah, and it says Vayelech Goshna. He went Goshna. It's the name of a place. Goshna is Gimel Shin Nun Hey, and also the numerical value of Goshna Gimel Shin Nun Hey is Mashiach, Messiah. So all what we do is another break in building the I don't know, the stairs for the Mashiach to come. Mm-hmm. Okay, any questions?
No.
Yes.
Where can I get some Hanukkah candles at?
Well, you can get candles.
Where candles at? Like what kind of candles?
Any candles are kosher. You can buy them anywhere. Even the one that says, you see there, I don't know, there are pictures of saints on it. You can just remove it and you can use, no problem. Any candles or oil are kosher for Hanukkah. You can buy them anywhere. It's best to have with Hanukkah, with menorah, so you can place them. If you don't, you can place them in order next to each other. Is also okay. You can use any oil. Best is olive oil.
You can get that candle at Hanukkah, Max or Home
Okay.
Goods. Or close to town.
I want to thank Medina's family for hosting the shiur. God bless you. And dedicate this Torah class to Refuah Shalem, a speedy recovery for Gabriela Bat Avraham. And the Murphy's family, especially Shelby Murphy. And I want to thank Andy and Ricky Rojas for helping out. And all those who are helping of Israel. We got, Baruch Hashem, the tzedakah boxes. They're so beautiful. I got so much help from the Rojas family. The girls help out a lot with this tzedakah box. You see? And Bezrat Hashem, we're giving them for people to put tzedakah, and all the money goes to Ohev Israel Foundation to do more and more mitzvot with it. So, on behalf of Ohev Israel Foundation, I want to thank you, everybody, for participating in these Torah classes. God bless you, and see you momentarily in the next class. Shalom.